Alright, this is pt02 again, and this is part 2 of the Perfect Grade Gundam GP01 review, and in this part we'll be going over articulation. And you might have also noticed that since the first part I have painted and decaled the kit, so this is what the final product is going to look like. Anyway, let's see, I guess we'll go ahead and start with articulation. The head is actually on a double joint at the neck. There's a peg that rotates, and it's only going to go about that far because of this collar that goes around the neck. And the reason it's on a peg is so that the head can easily be removed when switching to the GP01 full burner, which we'll go over in a later video. And then above that there's a ball joint which lets the head go up and down and side to side and rotate a little bit more. And actually something I really like about the neck are these pistons up under here. You can just barely see them, that flex back and forth as you move the neck, and I thought that was a really nice feature for this kit. Anyway, while I'm doing articulation, I do want to go over all the opening panels on the kit. On the head, we've got this panel which slides up, and also we've got, if I can get them apart, always remember to bring my trusty screwdriver, we've got two panels on the side of the head that slide out as well. And there we go. So pretty much like that. And also this thing comes out the back, which is actually the barrels to the head Vulcans, so that slides out as well. Also, on the back of the head, when you open up these two panels, you'll notice that, actually no, you have to take this off. You'll notice that there is a small little switch right there. If you just push that switch down, that is what turns on the lights for the eyes and the forehead camera. So GP01 has got some very nice looking light up eyes now, and can't really see the forehead camera. Let me turn the light off. There you go, you can see it a bit better there in the dark. But anyway, onto the torso. The torso doesn't have much articulation because the core fighter takes up most of the inside of the torso. But we've got a ball joint at the waist, so it can go back and forth a little bit, side to side a little bit, and he's going to rotate about that far. Not much articulation in the torso, unfortunately. However, if you were to pull that ball joint out, he could go a little bit further in each direction. Now, for the arms, there's a joint in the shoulder that's going to let the arms go forward and back a bit. And then they can rotate 360 degrees. The shoulder armor is separate from the shoulder joint. And shoulder armor can go up and down a bit. Raise this camera. And we've got some opening panels on the shoulders. These can come out and go out like so. And also this panel right here can come up and open up. So you got kind of a full open display for the shoulder there, which I thought was pretty nice. Close that up. See, the arms can come out, although they can come out about that far, not all the way out. You've got 360 degree rotation below the shoulder. You get another opening armor panel right here, which opens up. You've got a bend at the elbow, which is almost 180. That's about as far as it's going to go just because of the bulk of the arm. Got some nice chrome pistons back here. And one more opening armor panel on the arm. Not really sure what its function is, but it does open. All four of these little white thingies right here, you've got to slide out like so. And then the elbow can open up like that, and you can see some of the internal stuff in the arm. Again, not the best opening armor panel on the kit, but it's there. And of course, being a perfect grade, it's going to have very articulated fingers. Basically, you've got a ball joint for the wrist, and actually there's a kind of a piston thing that's inside the arm that lets that wrist joint flex a little bit more. So you've got wiggle and rotation at the wrist. The thumb joint is actually not on a ball joint, it's on a hinge that just goes up and down. And then the rest, there's a ball joint there on the thumb, and then you've got that little joint right there. And then all the rest of the fingers are on individual ball joints, and each joint on the finger can bend the way it's supposed to. So, pretty much standard perfect grade hands on this guy. The fingers, by the way, are pre-assembled. So these are going to be already assembled when you get them out of the runners. Alright, I guess moving on to the legs now. Let me move this camera down just a bit. Make things a little easier for us. Alright, here we go. Now, for the skirt armor, the side skirts are on a ball joint, so they can go in and out and rotate. Front skirts are on a ball joint as well. They can go up and down and rotate, and that piece just kind of came loose. Back skirts are also on ball joints, but the backpack kind of covers them up, so they don't, I mean, they can move, but again, this backpack's in the way. Speaking of the backpack, while we're here, these thrusters are on ball joints, and also the beam sabers are on a ball joint here, so they can wiggle around a little bit. Let's see, as far as the hips go, you've actually got a die-cast hip joint. The little cross double peg thing that connects both the legs together is a die-cast part, and it kind of has a crazy swinging motion where you can go back and forth like that, where both the legs swing. And then it's on a peg system, so the legs can go out about that far, and they can go forward pretty far because the front skirts are kind of small, and they can go back like so. And then for the knees, they can bend pretty much a full 180 like so. Got, again, some nice chrome pistons in there. Got some nice sliding armor on the back of the knee. I thought that was a nice touch. So that'll slide in and out as you bend the knees. And the legs have lots of opening armor panels on them. Let's see, the knee armor comes out like so. This piece on the back of the leg is supposed to flip out, although it's kind of difficult to get out there. These on the side of the leg, again, are kind of difficult to, oops, sometimes have the tendency to pop off, but you can easily just pop those back on. And those can open up like so, revealing some of the internals. Again, this piece on the back of the leg comes out like that. So, there you go. Put all this back together. And then onto the feet. We've got a really big peg that connects the whole foot to the leg. We've got some chrome pistons down there that are going to flex back and forth when you move the leg, like so. It's also got a little bit of rotation on it, not very much. The ankle armor can go up and down. And then you've got another joint down inside the foot, which is going to let it rock side to side. And actually the back part of the foot has a single joint. The front part of the foot has a double joint, which lets it go really far forward like so. And it's going to fold up and go back in. And we got some detail on the bottom of the feet. So I guess that just about does it for GP01's articulation. I'm not really going to bother going over the articulation in the GP01 full burner mode, because it's practically exactly the same. But we will be looking at full burner in another video, so don't worry about that. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot. I almost always forget to go over the cockpit hatch. So let me do that real quick. Cockpit hatch does open. Actually can open two different ways. You can either open these two little doors right there and have access to the cockpit, or you can close those up and the whole thing slides forward and then is on a hinge where you can open up like that. So either way you want to do it is fine. So I guess that about does it for part 2 of this review, and I will see you guys at part 3.